Yeah. They made a stage for us up here to dance on.
For the railing, so you can lean on it and pretend you're not totally whipped while you take a look.
Cool.
That is cool.
I've never been down to that river before.
That's a lot of down.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you could literally walk all the way up in here. I wonder how when you would get to
a bed is?
Yeah, or when you get to a waterfall that you can't scale up, but it looks like you can go all the way up into there.
Yeah.
And that's not Iao Valley, that's a different valley.
Yeah. Oh, we're way east and north. No, north. Yeah. Valley. I mean, it's got to be over a couple of ridge lines.
Yeah.
It's a lot of land to get lost in.
Yeah. It seems like it's so small, but then you get out in it and it's actually quite big.
These shoes have such wonderful arch support that they hurt.
This valley, that big ridge there, that's actually the north side of Iao also.
Really?
Yeah, so the one that we see in the distance connects up to this, and that's right here. I mean, that's this big ridge. So we're right here, looking up this valley. That massive ridge right there is Iao.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that ridge was, I just don't know if we can see this past this. I guess not.
I'm guessing that the furthest ridge line we can see is the northern end of the valley.
Yeah, this one.
Because that would seem like it comes out right in terms of Wailuku.
Yeah, so we're looking at this ridge right here.
This is a seriously good trail.
Yeah, this is nice. I like this.
You know, and I figured from the description it was fairly easy. I picked it because it was easy.
Yeah.
Had this vision of getting about half this far and saying, I can't walk.
No, I'm glad we got at least to here. This is cool. I like these sort of ridges. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty neat. Damn, would you look at that? That's a lot of people with a lot of money looking out at a lot of water.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Almost time for this. The waves have come in a bit more surf coming in.
Yeah.
Since
pattern's been funny. You know, it picks up late morning, stays up, and then on the south side, the wind comes up mid-afternoon, and just about the time the sun's going down enough so that we want to get out on the beach, it's blowing.
Yeah.
Big wave action sometimes.
Yeah. Yo, Pops. Hey. Wow, what a ridge. Gotta come back up here again. This is a nice trail. Want to do the whole thing.
Spies in our midst. I had a very good time with the ukulele ladies. That was very funny.
Yeah.
I showed you that vid, didn't I?
I think so, yeah. Send it to me.
It's a whole bunch of nice music and they're having a good time.
Yeah.
And
I think ukulele is a simple instrument that's more so a symbol of community and unity.
Well,
Unity and community.
that's just what that place is. You know, she closes down the cafe. I mean, it isn't really closed. You could come in after hours and you could still get something. The guy's still there.
Yeah.
The cook plays you too.
Tours of the valley.
Yep. Everybody's going in this morning. Look at this. 2 of them.
Wow.
I guess they try to do them in the morning before the clouds come in.
Yeah, right. Makes sense.
What did knock me out though was these older women that dance, because they're incredibly good-looking dancers. You know, and they've got to be 60s and 70s.
Okay, you guys spotted the waterfall?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, Spill, where is it?
It's been there for a while.
Oh, it's right out in front.
Boom.
Too. Yeah. I'm happy to do
They're
some photos.
they're flowing a lot more now than they were an hour ago.
No way.
Yeah.
Make sure you're careful around the edge.
Somebody left a book in our house. You know, and it's just sort of, you know, sights of Maui kind of book, except the guys that wrote it were interested in what would you call it? Hawaiian religious history. So they talked about a bunch of the shrines, and they'd gone and interviewed locals, you know, old ones that knew some of the history. So it was kind of nice reading, in spite of the fact that it was just a
Coffee table book.
yeah.
Cool. Hey man, some of the best reading is in coffee table books or comic books. How's it going?
Hey.
Did you ever read a comic book? Have you ever read a comic book?
I used to have tons of comic books.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was like the Tintin and Snoopy and the Far Side or something like that. Or
I don't remember what comic. Actually,
Peanuts.
I had printed books of comics like the ones you're thinking of, you know,
Yeah.
Tintin and Pogo and all of those.
Yeah.
But as a kid, we had comic books, and I didn't have a ton of them, but I had a fair number of them, and I don't remember what they were anymore.
Right. Pogo. That's old school. I remember Pogo.
Pogo was wonderful.
Yeah.
Pogo and Dick Tracy.
Oh yeah. Epic.
What were some of the other crazy
Dick Tracy
ones?
had a phone watch.
Yeah,
That was way before its time.
that's right.
Now we have phone watches.
Yes, and there was a couple named Crystal and B.O. Plenty.
In Dick Tracy?
Yes,
Oh right.
I can't remember what they did or whether they were good guys or bad guys, but he was B.O. Plenty.
And then you must have remembered, you know, Who Framed Roger Rabbit was pretty big. I mean, I was pretty young, but
Well, Roger Rabbit, sure, that was when you were kids, so I was already way grown up.
yeah.
That was a seriously fun movie.
Okay, I got a question.
Not bad. I was just drawn this
Oops.
way.
I wanna clarify something. My first movie experience, my very first movie experience. Do you remember the movie theater?
No.
Okay.
You must be kidding.
Yeah, I know, right? So I remember it. It was pretty clear. You and Mom. I don't know where Misha was at. He obviously wasn't there. But you and Mom took me to see Batman, the original Batman.
Oh.
And it was at the Showcase theaters. It was the Hoyt Cinemas at the time, probably. And we went in, and I think we got into the first scene, and then as soon as Joker fell into the acid and his hand came out, Mom freaked out and took us out of the theater.
Yes,
Okay.
I remember that now.
I think that was my first real like action movie theater, like, you know. And then the rest of my childhood I never got Batman figures or Superman figures or little action figures and stuff. She just gave me pencils and paper and crayons and art stuff, and you were down with that too.
Yep.
But was there like, who wanted to go see Batman? Why'd you guys want to go see a movie like that, and why didn't we continue a more Marvel comic nerdy.
I probably wanted to go see Batman.
Jamie will like. He'll be fine. He's old enough.
Or
Mom's
there's a possibility that Mom wanted to take you to it because everybody was talking about it and she didn't know what it was.
Right.
Because there was a lot of that. You know,
Yeah.
you'd get something and I didn't know this was this.
And want to know what the kids want to do something right for the kids, and then you get there and realize, oh my God, no.
She always had a lot of fears about bad things.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, school was never good enough.
Yeah.
And it always needed to be a private school or another private school.
God,
or,
sound familiar? That's
yeah, I've been
inherited
thinking
that.
about that because that seems to be something where you're a chip off the old block.
Yeah. I mean, why can't the kids just stay in school and everything be okay?
Mhm.
It's like,
See, I had some of the opposite experience because I got involved with the Warnocks, and they preschooled the kids when they were young. Then the kids asked to go to school, and they got involved with Waldorf down in Massachusetts. And then the kids asked to go
Hey, guys.
to public school for the end of high school. So as the kids got older, they started saying, "We want to see what mainstream education's like."
yeah, that sounds,
And that was kind of
Smart.
cool. It worked out pretty well for them.
yeah. That's what I keep saying about Jude and Avalon. Just take them out for 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Maybe 5th, maybe 9th, I don't know. But just that span in the middle, and then stick them back in to a social situation where people are young adults. Because as you're a young adult, that's where people start to clan up and tribe up and team up and work with each other and figure out who has like-minded interests, who, all this stuff. You don't want to like rob the kids of that. It's a good aspect of socialization within the school system. I mean, they're going to navigate the best way they can through it and link up with the right people.
Yeah.
I just kind of want a middle school. Mr. Chandler, sorry if you ever see this, Mr. Chandler.
Yes.
I had issues with you. And Miss Livingston.
Yes.
Yes.
She was the absolute worst.
Yeah.
She was the absolute worst of them.
Yeah. I mean,
Basically, she wasn't temperamentally well suited to handling
ADD.
difficult, rowdy kids.
Yeah.
And her solution was to say, "Oh, you gotta medicate him.
Yeah.
You gotta medicate him so I can stand it."
Yeah.
Well, that's not a very good solution. You should be doing something else.
I mean, there's probably a part of her that says medicate for the kids' best interest. I'm here to teach kids. The well-being of kids is my interest, but just, I don't know. I acknowledge the good and the well intent in her, but I
find that a bit hard.
Yeah.
I don't have very many good feelings about her in particular.
yeah. I mean, I'm
There
just
were other ones that I was mixed about and thought they had some very good aspects. But basically, in all of your years of public school, there really was only one very good year.
yeah, Miss Young and Miss Gerardin.
Yep.
Bless up.
They were marvelous.
What was it? Calliope? Or was it?
Remember?
Oh, yeah. Wait, I don't remember now either, but it was Sahara and Serengeti were the two sides of the classroom. Polaris was Mr. Brewster's, it was where we were going to. And what was Miss Higgins and Miss Livingston's classroom called?
Were they together, Higgins and Livingston?
Yeah, they had one side, and then next to them was Mr. Brewster, and then the younger lady, I can't remember.
Higgins and Livingston was a bad mixture because she couldn't stand it, meaning Livingston.
Yeah,
And Higgins was just sort of a flibberty gibbet.
Flipperty Gibbet.
Yeah,
She was funny. At least I
Yeah.
kind of connected with her on that sense. She made light out of it all.
she was a nice person,
Yeah.
and she was an okay teacher. And she wasn't in that situation of, I just can't handle it all.
Yeah.
But she was a little bit of a space head.
Yeah. Yeah. I was not easy to get along with
No.
either. I'm wondering also like how much. I mean, yeah, at that point, like
as far as possible.
what I was doing that you guys weren't aware of that I was saving for school, you know?
We weren't aware of some of the details, but we were plenty aware of the generalities.
Yeah. But
We spent a lot of time trying to think about how to keep pushing on the socialization stuff as much as we could. without driving you nuts and alienating you.
Yeah.
You know, the whole living room set up on the couch and the TV and the coffee table and the cooking and the, you know, sitting out there and reading and doing homework and all of those things. You know, I'm sure you see now that they were a real deliberate effort.
Yeah.
You know, back then they were just sort of the habit. You know, they were what we did.
Yeah.
But they were an effort.
Got some chainsawing up here. Have good conversation on video. I'm gonna have to stop for now. Continue after the chainsawing's done. Alright. I wonder what they're chopping those down for. Seems like a random patch of random trees to be chopping down.
The lot's totally full now.
Yeah. Tech school really helped.
Yep.
Tech school helped. And there was one other.
Tech school was a risk. Both Gene and I had a strong hunch that, first of all, it would get you out of high school, which was, that was a dead end.
Yeah.
Second of all, that you'd find it at least somewhat interesting. And third of all, that there was some likelihood that you wouldn't fight it entirely.
Well, I was just
And we
super lucky to have the two teachers. Was it Terry Sargent? It was Brown, Mr. Sargent, and Miss Brown, I think. I don't know if it was Terry was the guy. Was it Terry Sargent or Terry Brown? But it was Miss Brown and Mr. Sargent. And between them two, she was really kind of like fun and creative, and he was a fucking drill sergeant.
Yeah.
So like he was my drill sergeant, my creative drill sergeant. And then between him and Talia, kind of helped. The whips came at the right time in the right place. That was a good hike. We made it.
We made it. Half of it.
Made half of it.
That was a pretty good hike, though.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Let's do it
Like
again.
I said, I've been talking a big storm about getting out and hiking. The truth of the matter is, I've been kind of afraid to go for fear that I'd just get out and find I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, a few moments I thought you were gonna fall over yourself.
Starting downhill.
Yeah.
It was a surprise. Yeah, my legs wouldn't hold me.
Yeah.
It's my knees. They're still weak.
Yeah.
They're not bad, I don't think. They're just weak.
God, I was so worried that one time we went skiing on the upper FIS and the glades. What were they called? You know, at Smugs on Upper Madonna.
Yeah.
I took you on that one glades run. I can't remember what it was called. And then you're just looking at it, and I could tell you were like questioning.
Holy shit! What have you done to me?
And I just with the snowboard go bomb it, and I see you just one jump, whoop, fall over.
Yep.
And that was the start of your elbow issue for years after that.
I never got short skis. You know, when you guys started doing backfills, I should have just bought a pair of skis like about up to here.
Yeah, to follow us in the back.
Yeah, there wasn't a chance I could follow you with long skis.
Yeah.
And that was just dumb. It wasn't like I was so broke I couldn't get a pair of used short skis.
All right. Made it. That was fucking awesome.
The big awakening to me, though, about, age and not only out of shape, but just, deterioration of things that you're used to having, was going to Seneca Rock with Gene.
Yeah.
Because...
Are you guys leaving?
Yeah, we are. There's a trail that goes up to the summit of Seneca Rock. I hiked up there. It was actually a crazy day. I thought Jean was on the trail ahead of me, and I totally lost her, and she couldn't find me all day.
Oh no.
Neither one of us knew where the other one was.
Oh gosh.
But it's a trail that Jack and Jean used to take back when I used to rock climb. It goes around the left side of the blade, and you get to the top of this hiking trail, and suddenly there's a barricade, and it says, "Don't go past this, it's dangerous." And you duck the barricade, and you're out on the summit ridge of Seneca Rock. And that summit ridge is it's two little paths. Each path is about 1.5 feet wide. They're side by side, and one of them is maybe 2 feet higher than the other. So, you know, they're not hard to walk on, but they're very exposed. You know, they just drop 1,000 foot or so on either side. And I just walked out there. Oh, hey, look at that! It's a summit ridge. I remember this place. And I found that I didn't have enough balance to safely walk out there. I had to go step by step and hold on to things, and that was a shock.
Wow.
You know, it never had occurred to me that anything had changed. I mean, I wasn't going rock climbing. I was just walking out on a ridge.
Wow.
And I remember just saying, "Holy jeez,
I need to be careful.
my life is suddenly different."
Yeah. God, I've had stuff like that recently. Just from the first, I guess it's like the first initiatory phase into realizing you're not an invincible child anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the sense that you're actually mortal seems to come slowly. You know, and by dribs and drabs.
And then
You
it
know,
comes super hard, and then it fades away, and then it comes
Yep.
super hard, and then
Yep.
it fades away, and it fades away.
Well, I think that's the way it always is. I think you get intimations, and then you don't think about it much, and then you get more intimations. But the older you get, the bigger the intimations are.
Yeah.
Until, you know, finally, you just have to say, "Holy shit, this is real."
Yeah.
And that's a strange thing, you know, after going for whatever it is, 25, 30, 35 years. And basically, it's not that you feel invincible exactly or immortal, but you just don't think of it.
Yeah.
You basically feel healthy and active, and you feel that whatever it is that you decide to do, as long as you use some good common sense, you're just going to go and do it.
Yeah. It always brings you back to the same question, too. The same question every time you ponder is, are you afraid of being mortal? You know? Because that's what really dictates the way we live. It's like, I mean, every time you realize it, do you realize it because it's just a natural realization that happens? Or do you realize it as if it's some like big, oh my god, holy shit!
Yeah.
You know, like, and then you get all scared, and then you try to live life the best you can, and then you get more scared next time, and then even more scared until the end, and then you have no coping skills on how to deal with it because you've spent your whole life afraid of it. The fact that you're gonna die.
Neither Jack nor Jean expressed any major fear of dying.
But you guys
They
also,
were different about it.
at least you seem to have this agnostic viewpoint where you don't have so much you're holding on to or these expectations of what could be after. You know, I think a lot of people, there's more fear with more expectation. You know, like just acknowledge that you don't know what's going to happen, and who knows what's going to happen. It's easier to kind of let go and be like, all right.
I think the thing about that is that if you grow up with this big expectation of a wonderful afterlife when you die, and you don't question it, and you don't question it, and you don't question it, at some point, I think inevitably you start thinking, what if this all isn't true?
Yeah.
Because you know lots of people who are agnostics or atheists, or who just plain don't think about it and don't care. You know, I'm alive. When I'm done, I'm dead.
Yeah.
And once you start questioning it, yeah, it can be pretty frightening because, you know, you've been assured all you have to do is something, whatever it is. Be good, go to church, respect the Lord, do human sacrifices every month, whatever it is in your particular religion.
Yeah.
All you have to do is do it, and your immortal life is assured. So if you believe that and suddenly you start questioning it, that must be horribly scary.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I can imagine.
I always thought that Jean put it rather well. You know, she would say, well, I don't know. if there's any life after death. You know, that's what it means to be an agnostic. It means that I don't know.
Yeah.
I figured I'd either set this up or it wasn't going to happen at all, because the rest of the week is going to be a bear.
Yeah.
You know, sewing the cover for that sofa. I just started that yesterday, and it is going to be so slow.
Oh man.
Now that's the one problem with renting to anybody, but especially to Amina and Mila and Sai. They've got a cat, and she claws furniture. And Mila says, I'm going to have to really keep watch on her because I don't want to buy you a new sofa.
Yep.
I said, yeah, you got that straight. It is brand new and it is white and doesn't have a mark on it, so take it seriously.
Yeah. It's expensive.
And I've been putting off trying to sew the sofa cover because I know it's just going to be, you know, I don't know shit about sewing. I'm just faking.
Sewing's kind of fun though.
Yeah, I like sewing.
I saw a really cool video of all these different embroidery stitches you can do, and then like pull it tight to hem stuff and to close rips and to all this cool stuff.
Oh, some of the sewing machines are, you know, these fancy, really, you know, upper end sewing machines that are designed for something in particular. They're very cool.
When I was in India, in Gokarna, I saw this one little Nepali hut where they had at least 6 guys, you know, young dudes, sitting in front of these embroidery machines. And they would sit there and they would embroider all these patches, all these clothes, all these bags, and any design, they'd just be like, just boom.
That's cool.
They didn't have like computers, you know, they just.
You remember the couple with the booth at the folk festivals in Burlington?
Oh yeah.
And then the Nepalese shirts they had, t-shirts.
Yeah, man, I remember her.
I've still got 2 of those shirts, and I've basically never worn them. They're just so damn fancy, I don't want to wreck them.
Oh wow.
And I finally said, this is fucking nuts. So I brought them here, and of course I haven't worn them.
That's hilarious.
But they're wonderful. They're absolutely spectacular.
You should wear them.
Maybe I'll pull them out for the last weekend of the stay.
Yeah, I remember them too. They were great.
They were neat people. They liked you guys. There was just something about the wild creativity that they really got off to. They you guys pestered them to death, and they still liked you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were interesting folks.
I think as I got older, I might have stole from them one year, and I might have known and had to deal with that. That was such a bad phase of my life.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I hope Jude and Avalon don't get into that.
Yeah, you had a big stealing thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't clear where it was coming from. You know, we couldn't see just how to try to touch it because we couldn't figure it out. You know, it's one thing to see kids go through stuff and say, well, that's the kind of thing they go through when they're 14. You know, or that's kind of unusual. Yeah, I know so-and-so who did that.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you just have no idea, how are we going to help with this?
Well, at least it wasn't sex and drugs. Tattoos.
Yes. Not 24/7. Yeah, you got a lot of tattoos to catch up with from what I'm seeing on Island.
I know.
I've seen some serious tattoos and puts Alicia to shame.
Yeah. There's a really good tattoo culture here, and part of me wants to go start, but I'm also having things in my life pointing me towards non-attachment and a more Buddhist outlook. So at least I want to start being a little bit more Buddhist mindset and less shamanic mindset, right? And very old cemetery.
Yeah, I'd love to see what kind of cemetery it is. Yeah.
But tattoos are a shamanic ritual. It's not in any way, in my opinion, Buddhist. You're not like getting a tattoo to let go of something. You're getting a tattoo to grasp onto something and to remember it forever. You know, it's like, it could be within the intent to let go if that's what you want, but physically, your actions are not supporting your mentality of wanting to let go by putting something permanent on your body.
Yeah.
So
that's where I end up. I figure there's very little about either my mental life or my body that's permanent. It does seem to be in a constant state of flux and change. So, you know,
to make permanent statements on yourself.
Yes.
Only seems like
Well, I immortalize "I love you, Nancy," spelled wrong, and then have it there for the next 3 decades.
well, I can see why there are certain things to immortalize, but that's only what you feel to be important now. And no matter how blown open or important or real you think you're feeling, we only know this. We only really know like this much, and like our brains we can't handle the truth. You don't know the truth. You can't handle the truth. But seriously, so I don't know. I get it. In a way, I get it. It's a statement to self, and if you want them as reminders, then that would be interesting. And I am still trying to explore what tattoo you could get that would be a reminder. It would be like an oxymoron type, a controversial, contradictory tattoo, and people would look at it and be like, huh, that's interesting, is you're getting this tattooed on you, but it's symbolizing something which means the very opposite of what tattoos symbolize,
Yes. Tattoos are the antithesis of real life. On your arm. Antithesis. Goodness. Yeah.
You ever seen the movie Memento?
Memento.
Guy kind of loses his mind and wakes up every morning, doesn't know where he is.
Yes.
So he has to tattoo himself and read all the tattoos to figure out what happened. That's a good movie.
I've seen part of it. So I remember thinking, this is totally strange and odd.
Yeah. You have to watch it a few times to really get it. Oh, I'm hungry now. Let's get some food.
Good idea.
Yum.